Yeah.
Having said that, once you put something out there, it's not necessary it'll go viral. So, for example, if I'm working on
Yeah.
X campaign,
Yeah.
I need to make at least 20 reels out there, 20 pieces of content out there, and hoping that even one would shine
Okay.
minimum. So a
Okay.
lot of thing is being made out there, but 95% nothing. They don't catch up.
Yeah.
Uh, So I would say a lot of stuff, a lot of work over the last couple of years has been trying really hard. When it comes
Yeah.
to music, when it comes to language,
Yeah.
Akansha, there was an ad by a very famous brand. Two senior actors, they were
Yeah.
talking to each other, and the whole thing was beeped. And I said, "Yeah, this is where we have reached in
Yeah.
mainstream advertising, where you're using this kind of the lowest form of creativity
Hmm.
just because those two actors were known for something. They were
Hmm.
I don't remember their names or this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I remember the ad very well. I said, "This is what you've reached for, just to get attention." And it's very difficult.
Yeah.
It is very
Yeah.
difficult. So I would say avoid it. Yeah. If you want to,
Yeah.
so you always take your brand, always take your communication that builds your brand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eventually you come across as a thought leader. It's really important. Eventually, I'm saying that takes a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Do a bit of PR stuff, little bit, but
Yeah.
be ready that it can backlash, and
Yeah.
have few content out there which is which generates lead, but
Yeah.
most of it should be out there for entertainment plus information,
Yeah.
because depending on the platform, from Insta obviously I'll need some more entertainment, but if I'm
Yeah.
doing LinkedIn or an X, I would be slightly more up on information rather than entertainment.
Yeah.
And again, don't try cheap tactics, man. I mean,
Yeah.
once you leave a bad taste in the person's mouth, he or she will not come back. So it's
Yeah.
really important, this whole thing of let's go viral, do this, do that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just not
Campaign
worth
brands are
it.
not. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Nothing is worth a
Yeah.
bad publicity, man.
Yeah.
But, I mean, using cheap words and all those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also be keep in mind now, all these things you're exposing to the children and teenage, and there's so many problems out there, and you're still adding to it rather than
Yeah.
uh, making
Yeah.
the world a better place if you can. But
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
don't pollute it more.
Yeah, some of the ads because recently there was a India Pakistan cricket match, and I'm not going to name this brand, but they
Yeah,
had the same overused joke that they used.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The TV one, right? And I mean, the
Yeah,
minute I saw that ad, I was like, "Oh my God, it's been 100 years."
yes,
Can the brand stop doing this? Like, because
yeah,
it was like, it just the icky. Yeah, it felt icky. Like
yeah,
I was like,
ew. Uh, and there could be a lot of reasons for it, because um,
masses like it.
masses like it. But
But then
again,
again, you just said that brand should also keep in mind that they are not they have to keep in mind where do they stand. They
yeah,
basically they should be mindful of their values and principle as a
absolutely.
brand, so they
Yeah.
do not get basically they do not slip away.
Very important, yeah, very important. You need to hold your brand. Like when we used to work on brands, I
Yeah,
mean, be very mindful of what you're creating and how you're
yeah,
creating, what language you're using.
yeah,
Because, as creative people, as marketers,
yeah,
it is not just one ad or one communication. And I used to
yeah,
tell it to my juniors in advertising. Look,
yeah,
true story. Somebody was checking an artwork, which
yeah,
goes for printing. Some junior writer of mine was quickly signing some shoebox. Ki, ha, this copy is fine, this copy is fine, this copy is fine,
huh,
and blindly just signing. So what are you doing? I said, no, it's a shoebox. There'll be no mistakes. I said, no. If there's a mistake, you know
yeah,
how much bad thing you can cause. First of all, the agency will pay.
yeah,
The person who's printing, the guy who's making the shoe boxes, the person who's packing the shoe boxes,
yeah,
everyone gets affected, man.
yeah,
You think it's just a shoe box, but everything is lined up.
lined
There's a
up, yeah,
there are people, there are invisible people working in factories, working in printing houses.
yeah,
And if you do something bad, what happens? The client will send us a bill.
yeah.
If it's a 50 lakh or 1 crore hit that you get, uh, it'll have bad repercussions on RR on balance sheet. So
Yeah.
be responsible,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Whether it's a small piece of work or a film, again, be
Yeah.
responsible. You have
Yeah.
to own the brand.
Yeah, be responsible. Yeah, I 100% agree. So yeah, so just I think yeah, like you said, that a brand. I mean, basically chasing this viral shit. It's just not
Yeah,
worth
it's
it
it's too
because
much.
it
It's
is
too much.
going to hamper your reputation. It may hamper your
It
reputation
will.
altogether.
Yeah,
Yeah. So now
I agree.
yeah, that is so. While we are on the subject of virality and
Hmm.
creativity, my next question is: if creativity was a muscle, what
Hmm.
are your top three workouts to keep it in shape? Sorry, I'm a gym fanatic,
Ah.
so I'm going to ask
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
this.
yeah. I understand. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Soak in as much as possible. Like every full body workout.
Full body workout.
Full body workout. Steal from everywhere. Listen to music, as much music as you can, from different, from rap to
Yeah,
Indian rap, Indian classical
yeah,
to Japanese music, anything. Just listen to everything. Just soak in everything. Go
yeah,
for
yeah,
theater. Go for
yeah,
concerts. Go for go to art galleries. Go for
yeah,
pottery classes,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Uh, so that's really important. Soak in as much as possible from everywhere.
yeah.
Practice daily, man. Practice one thing that lets you express yourself every day,
Okay.
right? It could be writing, it could be painting, it could be singing, anything. Just
Yeah,
have that one part of your body,
yeah,
mind, spirit, anything is creative, right?
yeah,
So let it out.
yeah,
Uh, and also a third part, which would be, let's say you are okay, use the negative energy in a very positive way. When I
yeah,
say that, if you're angry, right,
yeah,
uh, type out type out a script.
yeah,
If you are happy, paint.
yeah,
Use that negative feeling, emotion that you are feeling into
yeah.
something positive.
Something positive. Yeah, 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 yeah,
So I would say that. So as a creative person, let's say I'm hungry. Food is not there. What is happening? This and that. Realize the importance of food. Imagine when you're having the first bite. Oh man, the first bite you finally ate.
yeah,
Remember that feeling and place it on an ad. Sorry, I am. Everything is advertised
yeah,
and marketed.
yeah,
So remember, cherish that feeling, here. Cherish
yeah,
that feeling.
yeah.
You're feeling thirsty. You finally get water. Use it for a packaged drinking water. And the fact that you're having it in some village, but you can trust the purity. So observe, try to again use it and use the negative energy into something positive.
To do something
If
positive.
not daily, then make it
Yeah,
into a habit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so it'll be listening to all sort of music, all genre. Practice one thing, be it writing, whatever, uh,
Anything. One
yeah,
has to be every day,
writing
consistent.
or painting or whatever it
Yeah.
is.
Could be reading
And
also. Could be anything creative.
yeah,
Anything creative.
anything creative. Okay. And
Gardening.
use, yeah. And the third is use your negative energy positively. You know what? You're the second person on this podcast who has said this thing. Because yesterday, the person I was talking to,
Yeah.
he is this, mind coach. He said the
Yeah.
same
Sure.
thing.
Yeah. 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 It's really
Yeah.
important. It's
So,
good. Okay, I make sense.
yeah. No, no, no. But I mean, yeah, I completely understand. Use negative energy for something positive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, so Nikhil, you have worked with some of the biggest brands such as Ogilvy, Dentsu, Louvre, Lintas. Have I? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Low
Louvre,
lentas
Lintas.
only.
It's Louvre,
Yeah.
Lintas, right?
Low lentas. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so, how would you describe each of them in just three words? Because, yeah, these are the brands, and I'm sure and everybody is aware of.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ogilvy, I spent the longest time there, and I would just say I learned a lot.
Yeah.
That place was like the learning thing. I mean, from your seniors, from your juniors, from there was this auntie who used to make tea at the old Ogilvy office.
Yeah.
I learned about life from her. When I used to be down, she said, "Ki nahi, kuch nahi hota. Everything will be fine. Don't worry."
Yeah.
So that place was like the learning zone for us.
Yeah.
Um, my other place that is really close to my heart would be Euro RSCG, which now is called Havas, which is the French group.
Oh, yeah. 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 Yeah.
Uh, I mean, that time was just a party time. There were three senior creative people, me and Abhishek. There's one more person,
Yeah.
and we just had a whale of a time. Great time we had. Experiment. I think one of the best pieces of work that I did, Max New York Life. Volvo came out from that agency. All thanks
Okay.
to our super boss Sadbir. Fantastic guy. So that place was really good fun. Okay, I would say you've asked me three words. I'll give you one.
Yeah.
Playground would be Havas.
Yeah. Okay.
Library would be Ogilvy.
Ogilvy.
Uh, Densu would be responsibility, a lot of responsibility.
Responsibility.
Responsibility, massive responsibility. Maruti, handling Maruti,
Yeah.
biggest Indian automobile company,
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of responsibility.
Lots of responsibility.
So yeah, these are the some of the words that I can think of these for
I
these.
I have to ask you one thing because
Yeah.
I'm a big Rory Sutherland fan. Have
Oh
you
yeah, yeah, of course. That yeah, Chairman
have
Ogilvy.
you
Yes.
ever had a chance to meet him? Like, has he ever basically came down to his
No,
Indian
I
office
haven't. No, 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 never. But I do follow him on LinkedIn.
on
I
LinkedIn?
I listen to his podcast and YouTube
Yeah,
videos
yeah, he's great.
regularly. They
Yeah,
are, I mean, it's like a class, man. It's like, wow,
yeah,
you're learning so much.
yeah,
And
yeah,
again, they're simple things, like it is so simple. And if you actually
yeah,
do that in real life, most of the problems are solved.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Unfortunately, brands are so stuck up with their thinking and they don't want to take a risk.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
he's fantastic. I
yeah,
mean, his
yeah. I,
insights, and I keep
yeah.
saying insights,
Yeah.
brilliant.
I love his yeah. I love his take on why absurdity works in marketing. I love that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
He's got
he
some
also
really good
explains
examples.
it with examples.
Yeah,
That this is why it has worked with that man and all. So wow. So Ogilvy, I'm
he's
pretty
good.
sure that you must have learned a lot of things at Ogilvy. Wow.
100%, 100%. I mean, there have been
That's
some legends, Piyush Pandey,
yeah.
Balki. My favorite would be Prasad Raghavan. He was an
Okay.
Ogilvy. He left. I mean, he's now doing something with Uttarakhand.
Yeah.
Uh, phenomenal people that I've met. Some of the
Yeah.
phenomenal, brilliant people, very good, good at heart, good human beings. You learn a lot from them. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
truly blessed, truly
Of
blessed.
course.
And now my students teach me also a lot. They teach me about K-pop. So yeah, again, truly blessed.
Of course, and yeah, these learnings they shape you. I mean, they shape up your
All the
journey.
time, all the time, all the
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
all the time.
So while you were working with these, agencies, I mean, have you ever encountered or a weirdest, client feedback, that
Every
you have
single
ever
time.
received on a campaign? Like,
Yeah, 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 of
because
course.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure, like, yeah,
I still remember one very clearly. I will not name the brand. So we
yeah,
were working on, so we were working on a certain, if I talk about the product, then you'll get the name. So they were taking out certain supplements. Sorry, when I say they were taking out certain, I'll say things
yeah,
to promote real estate work,
yeah. Okay,
right? And it's okay, fine. So this we did this campaign. We must presented like 10 campaigns to them. Finally, we have this blueprint, and your dream house is here, this and that.
yeah,
And she said, "No, can you put house colors in it?" So the house colors of that brand was purple. So we got
yeah.
everything into purple. The sky was purple, man. Can you believe it? We got
Really,
big inflated. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the grass was green. She said, "Can you get the grass purple?" I said,
purple too. Oh my
"No
God.
way." That wouldn't be possible. I still remember it. I mean, like we were, and it was a very good brand, but unfortunately, certain
Yeah,
brand managers are very stuck up. So I
yeah.
remember that very well. Yeah, crazy,
Grass
crazy.
purple.
Grass
Did they
purple.
ask you to make the sky purple too?
That was already there. We had the
There,
sky purple.
really,
Yeah, we had the sky purple. The house
really.
was purplish.
Yeah,
So, and it was in the grassland. And she
yeah,
says, "No, can you make the thing
yeah,
purple?" I said, "Oh God."
yeah. So do you do what they say, or you're like you try and put some brains into
We try to tell
them?
them, we try to tell them, look,
Yeah,
most of the
but if they
clients
are
do listen because they do trust us. But then certain clients, you just let it go, man. It's fine. I mean, you can't fight all the battles.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So,
yeah,
I mean, if there are youngsters listening to this, don't fight all the battles. It's not worth it. You will. I mean, it's good to
yeah,
fight. Put your point, but remember, a lot of things matters. Money,
yeah,
your own energy. You can work on something bigger. So I'll say, do not
yeah,
fight all the battles.
yeah. Oh, okay, so sometimes clients are they are flexible. They listen to you because they know that you guys are the experts. And
Yeah,
sometimes, yeah, I think this is the case with every industry.
yeah.
Like sometimes you're just like people are just not ready to
It's okay, man. Pay me
listen.
the money. I mean, it's fine. It's your money. I mean, you can blow it up whatever you want. I mean, pay me
Yeah,
my salary and I will. Pay me my consultancy and I'll
yeah.
go.
But then if it backfires, do they come and blame you guys that why this has
100%.
happened? Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
We are-
Then
oh,
do
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys say, I told you so?
No, we can't say that. No, we'll say, no, it's fine. We'll work on, we'll do the changes right now. I said, hey, you told us to do that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's funny business.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, you have to also to make sure that their ego is not bruised.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man, you just can't imagine.
Yeah,
It is
because ego management, I'm sure that is also that also comes along when you are working with
managing the
clients.
client at senior levels is the number one priority for creative people, for anybody. You have to manage
Yeah,
the clients. And
yeah,
fortunately, unfortunately, the client listens to the creative person for some reason
yeah, yeah,
because he's the one or she's the one who's creating the brand
yeah,
or helping to create the brand, not creating the brand, helping to create the brand,
yeah,
nurturing the brand with you.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, do trust them, but sometimes, I mean, it's give and take. So
yeah,
not all clients are bad, not all clients are good. You have to
yeah,
choose.
yeah. Okay. So you have launched brands like Shiv Nadar School,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
McLean Foods, and AU
Yeah.
Bank.
AU Bank, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when creating a brand's voice and tone, what's the first question you always ask? Like, what's that, one thing that you're like, okay, no, I can't move ahead, without this.
Which field the brand is in?
Okay.
How do people communicate in that field? What is the importance of that particular product in people's life? And how should I speak to them? So, for
Yeah.
example, Shivnata School I launched, and then I launched Shivnata University. And this is the first pitch at Leo Bennett, the first piece of work, the first brief my boss gave me when I joined Leo in 2010. So this is the pitch. The pitch is on Monday. I joined on a Thursday, and so we worked. And that time, Shivnata School comes from it. I mean, he's the founder of HCL. It's a tech company
Yeah.
and very well reputed. And again, Akansha, you study the market. What is happening in the market?
Yeah.
How are people talking in it? What is the weaknesses of that market that are
Yeah.
not being addressed by other brands?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
make that into your strength, or at least comfort those people in that area
Yeah.
and create a
Yeah.
unique space for yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I'll tell you one headline, which will give you an idea, which was. Do you want your son will learn guitar lessons, mathematics, and importance of sharing food?
Yeah. And
So
importance of sharing, sorry,
sharing food.
sharing food. Yeah.
So this school, the way we pitched was that yes, you will study and everything. That's fine. That's part of school academics.
Yeah.
But also, if you take the Gurukul aspect of our Indian heritage and culture,
Yeah.
uh, it's a 360 development of a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
honed up on that part, which is the
Yeah.
complete development of a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Academics is there,
Yeah.
music is there, which is creative expression, and then importance of sharing food, respecting elders,
Yeah.
importance of failure. So complete
Yeah.
development. So it was education for life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, the sector that you're in, how do people communicate in that?
Yeah.
And little bit of magic, which is a secret sauce, which creative guys
Yeah.
can't. We have taken
Yeah.
an oath not to share.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, you try, the first thing that you do is you try and identify the gap in the market
Yes,
because you said
yes.
that and then the target audience, and how are you going to communicate with them? This is
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
the gap
So,
in the market, and yeah,
I'll describe what we did with Shiv Nagar
yeah,
schools. Uh, this is back in 2010. When they were
2012,
launching the schools,
yeah,
they had no school. In Noida,
okay,
it was barren piece of land. In Gurgaon, it was rundown mall. It was
yeah,
half completed mall.
yeah,
And you have to launch a school,
yeah,
right? So there are two parts to it.
yeah,
So it's from a tech company
yeah,
which has never been into education.
yeah,
There are a lot of schools, my school, Cambridge School,
yeah,
DPS, Modern, Amity,
yeah,
right? Which are obviously, and then
yeah,
you're a new entrant.
yeah, yeah,
And understand, as a new entrant, why should I believe you? Who are you?
yeah,
XYZ, right?
yeah,
So that's
yeah,
first problem.
yeah,
Second insight was, if you understand the Indian market, what happens here in Delhi is that you go when the admission season opens, you go to the school and you collect the form and you come out. So that
yeah,
is the, let's say, the disadvantage or the weakness in the market.
yeah,
So we did two things. So we first phase of our campaign was we launched this site called schoolmatters.in. I don't remember, matters or education matters. And the headline was at the Gurgaon toll and newspaper was, and some social media banners back then. Dear parents, homework for today, log into schoolmatters.com. So when you go there,
yeah,
you answer two questions, which are obviously creatively written, which is, do you want your son only to learn mathematics and not the importance of failure? Something like this.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you would
yeah,
say,
yeah.
yes, I would want to learn everything. So I mean, you're not manipulating. Okay, I'll say.
Manipulating, but yeah, 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 yeah.
So, and
Kind of
then the
questioning
website,
them, kind of
yeah,
making them question.
so also psychologically you're putting thoughts in their brain. how
Yeah,
am i because instead of just revealing the brand, I'm
yeah,
making you sit in my, how I
yeah,
look, how my brand is going to be in the market,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And there's this psychological thing. You are preempting, yes, you're preempting. There's a psychological thing just said, which I'm giving you I'm offering you a bait, and then I will make you work in a certain way. There's a psychological thing. Anyway, let's not get there.
yeah,
So when you answer these two questions, then the machine will say, okay, searching the best school for you, searching the best school for you, and which is the best school? Shimnada school. Okay. So
yeah,
then
yeah.
you log, then you actually, so that was the window to your school, because our
Okay.
school is not there. That's the biggest disadvantage. Our school is getting built, constructed while this campaign was running.
Yeah, yeah. So
But
there was, yeah,
online, because that time 2010, everybody was getting digital,
yeah,
everybody was on phones, SMS, all those things are happening. BlackBerry was happening, all that thing was happening. So people are going on phones. The first time also digital smartphones, all this. I mean, that the phase was then.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
so you have a 360 view of your school, the playground where your son will play, the daughter will play. This will be your classroom. So that was a campaign thing. So again, remember there are two parts, and I again stress on this. A consumer will buy, consumer will move to a customer for two reasons. The USP is going to be the practical side. But first, you have to make that person connect through an emotion.
yeah,
So we connected the parents through this whole thing of education for life,
yeah.
and we sort of use the disadvantage, which is not having a building,
Building.
and through this online campaign that you can actually have a, so what is it, a walkthrough, a 360 walkthrough.
Walkthrough. Yeah,
Simple idea back then. I mean, good idea back then. Now it's a very, very simple. I mean, like people say lame, but that time 2010 it was very good, yeah. And they had a phenomenal success. I mean, they were supposed to launch like five
yeah.
sections in each classroom, but they extended the number of classrooms. They were very happy with us. I mean, I still my one of my favorite pieces of work.
Wow.
So yeah, AU
I,
Bank, I've told you, hardworking bank for
yeah,
hardworking people.
yeah, yeah,
Again, it's a mishmash. Yeah, it's like everything goes into
yeah,
that pie or the khichdi that we make in India, and something good comes across.
yeah. But I get it with this Shiv Nadir thing, like you just mentioned. I think when you, of course, so you targeted your target audience were parents, not children.
Uh,
So you kind of
parents.
yeah, parents were the target. And I think this whole buildings not being ready, but you just basically showed them where each thing is going to be, such as playground or a classroom. I think that from a marketer point of view, that they also felt exclusive, or part of something that
Yeah,
was, I think, yeah. So like you said, basically tapping into your target audience emotion.
yeah,
So
yeah. And then slipping
yeah,
in your magic pill, which is your
yeah,
USP.
yeah.
So again, David Hume, the British philosopher, I think he was a British philosopher. He said, "Human beings, for them, emotions are greater than logic." I have this every one of my presentations in the uni always has this slide. Emotions are greater than logic.
Emotions are greater than logic. Yeah, yeah,
David Hume's great philosopher had this long para to which I said in two words, which is emotions greater than logic. Um, I mean, that's why we humans are like this. I mean,
yeah,
we are
yeah,
we are a different bunch. We don't.
yeah,
They will say don't have sugar, but we'll say they're having sugar. We will say it's good to work out, but nah, we'll work out tomorrow. Things like this, and
yeah,
that's why Nike comes in and Adidas comes in to work out
yeah,
this and that.
yeah,
Emotional people. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, is there a brand, just speaking of Nike, that even you have left advertising, but if you get a chance that you would want to work, just on one campaign for them, is there any brand?
It's not a brand, but I would like to work in a certain sector. I came very close. So when I left the industry in 19, I sort of took a lot of time and stayed in Uttarakhand for a while. Traveled to Pushkar and Banaras. I mean, actually, sort of, resurrected in a way. So
Yeah,
you're rebuilding yourself as a human being.
yeah,
So I did work on so this during COVID. Somehow something triggered, and I was working for the social sector enterprise out of Uttarakhand.
yeah.
So we did something happened very quickly.